Congratulations to all second year students. My name is Sitaram Behra. I am the HOD Physics of your college. From today, I will take your class, and the subject allotted to me is optics. Optics means light. So, what is light? One, it is a form of energy. It is a form of energy. Two, it creates the sensation of vision. It creates the sensation of vision. Three, it is a wave. Four, it is consisting of large number of particles known as photon. And the energy of each photon is equal to h nu, that is E is equal to h nu, where h is equal to Planck's constant and nu is equal to frequency. Nu is equal to frequency, that is the number of waves coming from your mouth per second, number of vibration per second. Again I am telling what is light. Now it is a form of energy. It creates the sensation of vision. By applying light you can see it is a wave, light wave. We are telling as a wave, it is a light wave, and the light is consisting of large number of particles. Like a matter is consisting of large number of particles, similarly the light is consisting of large number of particles, and the name of the particle is known as photon, and the energy of each photon is equal to h nu, that is E is equal to h nu, where E is the energy, h is the Planck's constant, nu is the frequency. Now say find out the unit of Planck's constant, unit of h. Say we know E is equal to h nu, implies h is equal to E by nu. Say energy is your joule, frequency 1 by time period, that is your joule divided by 1 by second, that is your joule into second. Yes. Similarly, dimension of H. Say we know E is equal to H nu. So this implies H is equal to E by nu. Work is a form of energy. So you can write work, that is Fs. F means force, mLT to the power minus 2 into displacement. So ml square into t to the power minus 2, frequency 1 by t. That is m l square t minus 2 into t. That is m l square t minus 1. m l square t minus 1. So this is the unit of H and this is the dimension of H. So what is light? Say it is a form of energy. It creates the sensation of vision. It is just like wave, and it is consisting of large number of particles known as photon, and the energy of each photon is equal to h nu. Now where from the light is coming? That is your source. Source of light is classified into two categories. Source of light is classified into two categories. Source of light is classified into two categories. One, luminous. Two, non-luminous. One is luminous and other one is non-luminous. So what is luminous? The source having its own light. The source having its own light is known as luminous. The source having its own light is known as luminous. Example, sun, stars, etc. The source having its own light is known as luminous. Similarly, non-luminous. Two, non-luminous. The source having without its own light the source without having its own light but providing light is known as non-luminous. For example, your moon. Example, moon. Moon has no light, but it is giving light to us. So there are two sources of light. One is luminous and the other one is non-luminous. The source having its own light is known as luminous. The source without having its own light is known as non-luminous. Now, medium. Basing upon light, the medium is classified into three categories. Now, basing upon light, the medium is classified into three categories. One, transparent. Two, translucent. Three, opaque. Now, taking consideration of light, the medium is classified into three categories: transparent, translucent and opaque. So, what is transparent? The medium through which light can easily pass. The medium through which light can easily pass is known as transparent. Example, glass, stream water. The medium through which light can easily pass. Second one is your translucent. The medium through which light can partially pass. Is known as translucent. For example, paper. Third one, opaque. The medium through which light cannot pass. Is known as opaque. Example, wood, metal, etc. So, taking light into consideration, the medium is classified into three categories: transparent, translucent, opaque. The medium through which light can easily pass is known as transparent. Light can pass partially is known as translucent, and the medium through which light totally cannot pass is known as opaque. Then how the light is propagating, that is your propagation of light. Number one, according to scientist Newton, light moves in a straight line. According to the scientist Newton, light moves in a straight line. It is known as Newton's corpuscular theory. It is known as Newton's corpuscular theory, suggested by scientist Newton. Second one, we know that light is a wave. The light moves making circular arcs. Light moves making circular arcs. This is your Huygens theory. It was suggested by the scientist Huygens. You know, when a stone is dropped in water, then wave is produced, and the nature of the wave is just like circular. So the scientist Huygens suggested that light moves making circular arcs. It is known as Huygens theory, and it was suggested by Christian Huygens. Then 3, light moves making superimposition upon each other. Light moves making superimposition upon each other. That means suppose S is the source of light and the light is moving making circular arcs. When the light will fall, upon the two slits S1 and S2, then according to Huygens principle, light will move making circular arc. So you can say according to scientist Huygens, light moves making circular arcs. When light from the source S will fall upon the two slits S1 and S2, according to Huygens, it will move making circular arcs. Similarly, the light which is coming out of the slit S2 will move making circular arcs. So it is observed that in between slit and screen. Suppose here is a screen. The light waves are superimposed upon each other. The light wave coming out of the slit S1 will be superimposed by the light wave which is coming out of slit S2. So light moves making superimposition upon each other. It was suggested by scientist Young, and it is known as, the phenomena is known as interference. The phenomena is known as interference, that is the superimposition of light wave is known as interference. The superimposition of light wave is known as interference. It was suggested by the scientist Young. I will tell later on about the interference in detail, but now you just know the superimposition of light wave is known as interference, and it was suggested by the scientist Young. Then fourth one, light moves or light wave bends at the edge of an obstacle. Suppose this is the source of light and this is an obstacle. That means which is prohibiting light to pass through it, which is obstructing light to pass through it. When the light will fall upon the obstacle, then behind the obstacle it is marked that the middle portion is deep dark and peripheral portion is your faint dark. That means some light ray is falling in the peripheral region. So the middle portion is deep dark, but the peripheral portion is faint dark. So it is suggested that light bends at the edge of an obstacle, and this phenomena is known as diffraction. This phenomena is known as diffraction. That is, bending of light ray at the edge of an obstacle is known as diffraction. It was suggested by two scientists, Fresnel and Fraunhofer. It was suggested by two scientists, Fresnel and Fraunhofer. Then fifth one, light moves just like transverse wave. Light moves just like transverse wave. That means what happens, suppose these are the two pitch boards and S1 and S2 are the two slits. A string is passed through them and the string is tied at A and is vibrated, making to and fro by your hand at B, so that the nature of the wave will be like this. Now, if the slit S2 will be rotated 90 degree, that is, the slit will be placed perpendicular to the slit S1, then no wave will come out of the slit S2. Similarly, if two tourmaline crystal will be placed symmetrically and light will pass through it, then we will get light beyond the crystal 2. Suppose this is your crystal 1, this is your crystal 2. These are two tourmaline crystal. Now light is allowed to fall upon it. So beyond crystal 2 we will get light. But if the crystal 2 will be rotated 90 degree, then no light will come out of the crystal 2. So the scientist thought that the light is moving just like transverse wave. So the transfer nature of light wave, this phenomena is known as polarization. That is, the transverse nature of light wave is known as polarization. It was suggested by Barthelonus. Also, you can take NB, different phenomena of polarization. was suggested by the scientist like Biot, Mellows, Brewster, etc. So, how the light is propagating? Again, I am telling you know light moves in a straight line. Then Christian Huygens suggested that light is moving making circular arcs. Then Young suggested that light moves making superimposition upon each other. Then Fresnel and Fraunhofer suggested that light wave bends at the edge of an obstacle. And lastly, the Barthelonius suggested that light moves making transverse wave. So, how light moves? The light can move in different way. It can move in a straight line. It moves like circular arcs. It can superimpose upon each other. Light wave bends at the edge of an obstacle. Also, light moves just like transverse wave. Then the laws of, say, what is reflection? Then what do we mean by reflection of light? If the ray of light moving from a medium falling upon an obstacle if returns to the same medium then the phenomena is known as reflection. So, what do we mean by reflection? If the ray of light moving from a medium, suppose this is an obstacle, say obstacle is your mirror. Now, light is moving from the source S, falling upon the medium, if returns to the same medium. So, this is, say, air medium, a source of light is placed in air medium. Now, if light moving from the source S, falling upon the obstacle, this is your obstacle which is prohibiting light to pass through, then falling upon the obstacle, if returns to the same medium, this is your incident ray, this is your reflected ray. This is your incident ray. If ray of light moving from a medium, falling upon the obstacle, if returns to the same medium, then the phenomena is known as reflection. Now, the laws regarding reflection. What are the laws? First law, the incident ray normal and reflected ray at the point of incidence lie in one plane. Then in second law, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Now again you observe the figure. Now this is a normal. The angle between incident ray and normal is known as angle of incidence. The angle between normal and reflected ray is known as angle of reflection. The first law suggests that the incident ray, that is SA normal AN and reflected ray AB lie in same plane. So say we are drawing the figure in a plane, that is here in your blackboard. So all the three lines lie in same plane. It is obvious. Then second law, the angle of incidence, that is angle SAN, is equal to angle of reflection, that is NAB. So that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now these are the law of reflection. Now with this I conclude my speech for today.